Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Jaspreet Kaur and I teach anthropology. Today we will study the module Definition and Criteria of Caste System from the paper Indian Anthropology. Now after going through this module, you will be able to define the caste and caste system, describe the features of caste system, understand the structural components of caste system, differentiate between Jati, Varna, Gotra and Jajmani system, and also discuss a brief account of origin and history of caste system. Understand the concept of equality and discrimination within the caste system. State the factors influencing the caste system in contemporary India. Now let's start. Indian society is an agglomeration or comprises of several thousand endogamous groups or castes which are simultaneously separated and connected to each other and possesses a restricted geographical range and exhibit a hereditarily determined mode of subsistence. In comparison to various biological species, these reproductively isolated castes can be referred as biological community, with each caste having its own specified territory or niche. Furthermore, territorial division of total range of caste regulated the intra-caste relationship and competitions. Caste is the sole or basic structural element of the Hindu society or Hinduism. Caste simply refers to the combined social system of occupation, endogamy, culture, social class, and political activities are concerned. Now let's take a look at the overview of caste and caste system. Defining the term caste is itself harder than thought to be. Sir Herbert Risley defined it as a collection of families or group of families bearing a common name, claiming to a common descent from an ancestor, human or divine, professing to follow the same hereditary features and regarded by those who are competent to give an opinion or as forming a single homogeneous community. It can also be defined as an endogamous or hereditary subdivision of an ethnic subunit occupying a position of superior or inferior rank of social esteem in comparison with other such subdivisions and having a common name, common traditional occupation, common culture, relatively rigid in matters of mobility, distinctiveness of status, and forming a single homogeneous community. Whereas caste system is defined as the system which comprises of a number of endogamous groups recruited by birth with hereditary membership, which within the group determines many behaviors, expectations, obligations and evaluations of individual and determine their access to the valued statuses and activities in the society. Thus, we can say that caste system entails a ranking of people according to ascribed statuses. It provides the rules regulating the interrelationship between members of different castes and it creates a mutual dependence of the caste through the division of labor, which implies that certain tasks can only be carried out by members of a specific caste. Underlying the caste are the values associated with notions of ritual purity and impurity or regarding ideology and religion, which serves to justify the segregation and division of labor between the caste. Now, for example, only members of a Brahmin caste are entitled to lead religious rituals. The relative position of caste within the local ranking system can be seen symbolically acted on ritual occasions when people attend feast. And the usual occasion for a feast is at the time of life cycle ceremony, which for example is like birth, marriage, death, or sometimes when a special ceremony is performed within a household. Characteristic features of caste system. Caste refers to the socially distinct endogamous groups which are simultaneously separated and connected with each other through three basic characteristics such as separation regarding marriage and contact, division of the labor in each of the group, which represents a particular profession, and finally hierarchy, which ranks the groups on a scale dividing them into high and low endogamous group or high and low caste. However, within the changing situation, caste has adapted to various features like less rigid structure, having link with political power and variation in the segmental division. Here all the characteristic features of caste system based on various changing patterns presented below. Descriptiveness. A person's caste was determined by birth. Caste membership could be taken away by other caste members for violation of caste rules. Marriage was also restricted to the members of the same caste. Endogamy. Marriage within a group is termed as endogamy. It indicates the marriage pattern of the members of caste within their own caste only, as the intercaste marriage are prohibited within the same caste. Division of society. Indian society is socially stratified into various divisions largely based on caste. There are various castes having a well-developed life pattern established according to their caste. Hierarchy. It simply entails the ranking pattern of people according to their caste statuses within the society, which is determined by the notion of purity and impurity within the occupation, are ranked from higher to lower positions. It indicates or represents a ladder-like pattern of caste ranking where pure caste is ranked at the top whereas the impure caste placed at the bottom of the ladder. For example, as Brahmin performs the ritual and various other religious practices along within teaching, so their occupation considered to be of purest form. Hence they are placed at the top, while sweeper, whose occupation comprises of cleaning and scavenging, is placed at the bottom within the hierarchical system because of impure occupation. Purity and impurity. It's one of the most important feature of the caste system, as endogamous groups or caste are ranked according their ritual purity and pollution based on their terms of deeds, occupation, languages, dress pattern, and form of foods as well as the food habits. For example, liquor consumption, consuming non-vegetarian food, eating leftover food of high caste, working in the occupations like lifting dead animals, sweeping and carrying garbage, etc., are considered to be impure. Socioeconomic independence or association. Each caste exhibits a particular traditional occupation associated with their caste, which they cannot change over time. So each caste have to depend on various other castes for their survival, as a caste is only associated with one or two occupations, whereas they need various other products and services to fulfill their needs, which they can only get by associating with other castes. For example, Banyas are engaged in business, sometimes like during marriage, birth, etc., need to perform ritual which they can only perform by associating with the Brahmins, as they have the expertise of priesthood, ritual performing and teaching. Commensality. Caste placed restrictions on eating and drinking with members of other caste. Actions like accepting food and drink took on a pure or impure caste value depending on the caste of the person within the hierarchical system. The commensality restrictions on a caste usually were an indicator on how they ranked in the social hierarchy. Distinction in customs. As each caste composed of distinct ways of living life, that is, having its own customs, form of language or speech, and dress code or pattern. As the high caste use the pure language, use literally words, whereas the low caste use the local language, admixture of various words. Now let's discuss the structural components of the caste system. Caste system basically has four components, which are the Varna, Jati, Gotra and Jajmani system. Now let's start with the Varna, which is caste system as a hierarchy divides the entire Hindu population into four main groups, which are referred as Varnas, which is a Sanskrit word meaning color. Varnas which also exhibit pan-Indian hierarchy are such as Brahmins, which are referred as priests who are entitled to study the holy books, which are also called as Vedas. They perform rites and rituals for themselves and for others and are obliged to observe the sacraments, and as they have ritual performing occupation, they are ranked on the top of the caste system. Shatriyas, which are basically the warriors or the kings who were commanded by tradition to protect the people, give gifts to the Brahmins, offer sacrifices to gods, and dispense justice to the people, as do the judges or the kings, generally have the second spot on ranking or hierarchy level. Vaishyas are the merchants or businessmen who are entitled to do the work like lending money and trade related activities, having the third position on the ladder like hierarchical system. The fourth most are the Shudras, are referred as the artisans and workers, who were the labor class and their only job was to serve the other three castes and having the last position within the ranking system. Now outside the proper Varna system at the very bottom are the untouchables, labelled thus by the British because a high caste person had to go through an elaborate purification ritual after touching such a polluted person. Members of the three upper or highest Varnas are referred as twice born. Why? Because they have gone through a ceremony entailing spiritual rebirth. Now let's discuss the Jati. The Indian anthropologist M.N. Srinivas wrote in early 1950s that the real unit of caste system is not one of the four varnas but the jati, which is a very small endogamous group practicing a traditional occupation and enjoying a certain amount of cultural, ritual and judicial autonomy. As the jati is the small endogamous group having a kind of autonomy, are restricted to a particular areas and not having the pan-Indic impact like the caste. There are about more than thousands of jatis in India. They all represent a heritage